I think the #1 challenge, I'm in this race because of education. I've spent 43 years in the classroom. I think the biggest challenge for us in North Carolina is to refund public education, build our public education system to a level that has never been reached before. We have defunded public education to the point that it is now a skeleton program in some of the schools. Ashe County's lost 46.5 positions. Watauga County has lost many more than that. Programs have been dropped. And I think it's really, really sad that education, to me, is the fulcrum that drives our economic development. If we try to bring an industry into the 45th district, they see that we went from 25th to 42nd in per pupil spending, then that industry's not going to come.
Sure, I think the #1 priority really hasn't changed in the last 2 years. When you look at the state or at the nation, jobs and the economy has to be our primary focus because it goes through everything in our community and everything in our society. Things that we've done in the legislature, we're going to continue to do, is tax reform. We balanced an incredible deficit without raising taxes. We did create a tax break for small businesses. And what we're going to continue to do is right now I'm working with leadership on comprehensive tax reform. We've got a 100-year-old broken tax code in North Carolina. We're also working on regulation reform. We put a moratorium on. We're going to continue to look at those regulations that don't work, that don't provide any kind of benefit, any kind of public safety, and we're going to reform those because those are what hinder business. But education and business can't be separated. We can't have a vibrant economy without a great workforce, an educated workforce. And so we're going to continue to focus on education as well. As co-chair of education, we're working on a lot of initiatives, one of which is a digital learning environment, which is a subcommittee I'm co-chairing right now in the Senate, which looks at transforming education in North Carolina, moving the K-12 into a 21st century learning environment.
The #1 issue is obviously jobs. I mean, we all know the economic situation. We've got the worst recession since the Great Depression. Unemployment in our state has reached nearly 10%. That's more than 1.5 points more than the national average. College students are facing an unbelievable 50% unemployment rate just out of school. We need jobs. In order to get jobs, we need to encourage the job creators to create jobs. Job creation is by entrepreneurs, small business, and larger businesses. But what most of all that they need is certainty. A government that continually creates new taxes, hikes existing ones, and overwhelms us with burdensome and needless regulations is not conducive to a smooth-running, job-creating economy. The solution is we need to get taxes down and we need to reduce needless regulations.
The road to economic recovery in North Carolina begins at the schoolhouse door. We cannot create jobs in North Carolina if we don't educate our young people starting in the public schools. This legislature has slashed funding to public schools. Teachers have been laid off, teaching assistants have been laid off, money for materials and supplies has been cut, need-based aid for college students has been cut. We've cut funding for our universities, we've cut funding for community colleges. We have to be able to deliver to employers an educated workforce. And that's why the road to economic recovery begins at the schoolhouse door. And the #1 priority will be restoring the cuts to education and getting this state on a forward-moving footing once again.